my name is Antoinette from Angelic Nails, and today I would like to talk to you about pigments. Pigments are powders, it's fine texture, cosmetic grade, that you would be able to mix into your gel or acrylic to create the desired effect. What's wonderful about pigments is that they are cost effective. They last years and years on end, and they are totally customizable. You could mix this yellow with the blue to get a different effect, or you could even mix these two together, two completely different types of pigments, and you will just get amazing results. Basically what you will need is a mixing tray. For this video's purpose, I'm using quite a big tray so that I could show you various colors and designs. Or normally what we use is just the back of a dappen dish. This little area here is big enough for a set of nails, so you don't have to really waste any product, but you may of course take any leftover product and put it in an empty gel pot. You will need pigment, a gel removing tool or any kind of tool to pick up your pigment. I'm using a color wheel to just check my colors, make sure that they are used or that they look the way that they need to look. And then Angelic Nails one-step gel. So the ratio that you will use is 20 drops of gel. I know that you won't be able to see it that well, but it's basically not too much, sorry. That's 1, 2, 3, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so you might have noticed that not all the drops were exactly the same size. It's because it doesn't really matter if they're a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. It's just to give you an idea of what to do. They don't have to be perfect. You just need 20 drops. And then with that, 5 scoops, that's about the same size as the drops that you added. 1, 2, 5. 1 or 2 of those were slightly smaller. Now the other way to look at this ratio is if you break it down, you'll see that it's 3/4 of gel and 1/4 of pigment. So what I'm going to do now is mix this with the tool, just gently, not vigorously, just gently going and mixing everything in. You don't want to create too many bubbles or problems for yourself by mixing too vigorously. It's not necessary. We also suggest mixing this before you start even preparing the client's nails, so that this can sit for a little while. And then what's also a good idea is to take your brush, just gently mix, so that this can also use the pigment or help the pigment pieces to dissolve. But basically that is the gel. I also suggest not using a brush that you use all the time. Okay, now I'm going to test it, and when I apply this, I can actually see that's perfect. What happens is if you have too much pigment in your gel, the gel does not cure properly and you will have lifting problems within days. If you mix too little, you will need to apply 3 or 4 layers of gel color in order to get that desired look. If you mix it properly though, 2 layers of gel would be enough. This first layer of gel, I'm not entirely sure if you're going to be able to see this. If I just thin it out a little bit, you'll be able to see, and on a nail you'll even be able to see it better. It is slightly see-through, which is perfect. You want it to be slightly see-through like your color gels, pre-mixed color gels, so that it can cure properly. If it's too thick, your first layer will be extremely dense and solid, and that layer of gel will not cure properly. Okay, so that's our first color.